What is going on, everybody? We are joined today with a very, very special guest. As you can see right next to me, we got Patrick Willis in the building. We got all kinds of questions to ask him. We're going to talk about a very exciting project he's working on. We're going to get into it all after this, but in the meantime, smash that like button and let's get to it. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Patrick Willis in the building, 49ers legend. How are you doing today, my guy? Thank you for hopping on. What's the vibes like today?
Man, I can't complain. I can't complain. Life is good. God is good, man. Just honored to live to see another day.
Man, and we're completely honored to have such a legend on the channel. We really, really do appreciate it. We're going to talk about some 49ers defense. I'm really excited to ask you a couple questions about what you think about them. But first, talk to me a little bit about this awesome project that you got in the works, universe52.com. What is it? Let the people know what you're working on, man.
Yeah. I'm excited about Universe 52. It's a project that I've been working on for a couple of years now. It's going to be it's a community where I get to interact with fans one-on-one live. They get to have some amazing art. They also get to have they get to have access to some of my game worn memorabilia. So I'm really excited about the project, and yeah, it's coming to life.
Hey man, you start talking about game worn gear to these 49er faithful, and our ears perk up because we absolutely you get some freaking Patrick Willis game worn gear. That's legendary, and you guys can't actually do that if you go to universe52.com and you sign up right here. It enters you on an email list to be able to get a game worn pair of gloves. And anything else that you can get, and you're going to be doing events and things like that. Also, are you going to be doing like live Q&As, things like that, where you can provide insight on the team and other things like that?
I will. It's gonna be like a community where again I get to have some one-on-one chats with football fans. We get to go. Actually, October 30th is going to be our watch party. So those who join early will have a chance to come and watch the Rams game October 30th. So excited about all the utilities that we have. We're gonna have some amazing art, which was done by Rob Pryor Studios, who also works on the Marvel and DC comics. They've worked on some of those in the past, so yeah,
Ooh.
just thrilled about it. Really thrilled to see it come to life.
Absolutely, man. And you've been staying in great shape. I mean, I know you're posting all the time to IG what you're going through, what you're working on, man. How has it been? The transition, going from football to, staying in that kind of mental space and, being in shape and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean the game of football, it's taught me a lot about life and just being consistent at what you do. And for me, I'm a big firm believer that you take care of the body and the body take care of you. So just try to stay active and keep it going. And one thing I learned is that you can't stay still too long, so you got to keep moving. The body is made to move. So that's another fun thing about Universe 52 is that I'll be able to link up with the members in the community, and you never know when I might be close by, and we can get a workout in, get a sweat in, and so
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
that's awesome. So Universe 52, guys, make sure you tap in. I dropped the link in the chat. You'll also be able to see it kind of scrolling across here throughout the interview. So make sure you tap in. But also, Patrick Willis, what we want to hear from you again, this awesome project, and we'll get into a little bit more too down the stretch. But this 49ers defense, when we look at it, whether it's on tape or on paper, they're playing lights out. And the 2019 defense, they were really good,
Mhm.
but it almost feels like we're almost talking about 2012 49ers defense when we're talking about this, a defense that you captained and you were right in the middle of. What have you seen so far from the 49ers defense? Again, it's been 4 weeks. It's been up and down for the most part, but the defense is playing lights out. And as a former defensive captain, I just want to know how you've seen it, through your eyes and things like that.
Yeah, so far the defense is playing really, really well. I mean, they have a tremendous leader in Bosa and Armstead, and the young guys are following their lead. I mean, they got Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw. So that whole defense, they got leaders on their defense, and they're certainly showing up so far and playing the kind of football that you want to see in a defense. I mean, honestly, coming into the season, I mean, when they said Trey was going to be the starter, I was thinking to myself, regardless whoever the starter is, the defense is going to have to play lights out. Maybe I'm just biased, but so far they've played really well. So
I'm not going to lie, Patrick. I'm right there with you. Regardless of what was going on the offensive side, we knew this defense was primed to be one of the best in the league heading into the year, and it feels like they've proven to do exactly that. D'Amico Ryans, former linebacker. What would you think of his kind of rise? From linebacker coach to now defensive coordinator. Former linebacker fraternity there. What would you think of D'Amico and the way he's kind of scheming it up with the 49ers defense up until this point?
I'm sorry. Yeah, man, I don't know what
Oh, to
just happened.
cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
Cutting
get
out.
you again. So,
Okay.
D'Amico Ryans, right? Former
Yeah.
linebacker. I mean, he was balling out when he was playing back in the day.
Yeah. Former
Um,
SEC guy.
Yep. And now he's went from linebacker coach to defensive coordinator. What have you seen from D'Amico Ryans and like his leadership and what he's bringing to the table for not only the linebacking group, because we look at Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Aziz Al-Shaair, you can go down the list, Oren Burks,
Yeah.
DFF, all of them are playing at an extremely high level, but the defense as a whole as well. What have you seen from D'Amico Ryans, former linebacker?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a tremendous job. I mean, the defense is playing fast, and that's what you like to see in a defense. And just being a fan of D'Amico, playing in the SEC with him, I think he was actually a year ahead of me in the draft class. But I remember him being in Alabama and just leading the Alabama defense, and then going to the Texans and leading that Texans defense, and now to see him come over to the 49ers and be the linebacker coach, and now be defensive coordinator, and they haven't dropped off one lick. And when a lot of people thought maybe Robert Saleh, when he left, that the
Mhm.
defense probably wouldn't be the same. But I mean, they are playing tremendous football. So a credit to D'Amico and his defensive staff and those guys
Absolutely.
for believing. So
Absolutely. I'm just looking at the chat right now, man. Lots of love for the GOAT,
uh,
Patrick Willis, man. People love you, dude. They're glad to see you're doing well. And you're still doing what you love and all this good stuff, man. The people love it, man. People love to hear from Patrick Willis. And you guys already know, you
man,
want to hear more from Patrick Willis, go to universe52.com. You're going to get like literally like tailor-made Patrick Willis content. So make sure you go there, tap in, check in with my guy. I wanted to kind of drill in a little bit further to kind of the linebackers because that's what you were, man. You were again, you look at the chat. I got your jersey back here, man. You were not only a fan favorite, but you're up for the Hall of Fame. Like in our eyes, are a Hall of Fame linebacker. What do you see from guys like Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, and Aziz Al-Shaair? If you could just give you kind of your personal assessment of what you've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are playing lights out in that 4-3 defense, being led by Fred, all pro Fred Warner, and
All
then
pro Fred.
Dre. Then Dre, playing at an amazing level. And then Alshire, I know he got injured this year. Is injured. I'm not sure when he'll
Yeah.
be back, but those guys are playing fast, and I'm a firm believer that the linebackers are the general of the defense, and as they go, the defense go, and yeah, they just playing amazing football, and they can keep on leading their defense and playing tremendous linebacker play. I mean, they got a great chance to be the top defense as they are right now.
I mean, Fred Warner, he came in, I think as a rookie, and he got the green dot. Like you had a green
Mhm.
dot, right? Like, what's it like when you got the green dot? Because you're in charge of getting the play in from the sideline and then getting it back out to everyone else to make sure they're in the right spot, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's all about. I mean, when you got the green dot, that means that you are the line of communication from the linebacker coach on the field, and so you get the calls, and you got to make sure you get to the defense and get everyone lined up, and it's important because if you guys ain't lined up, they're not getting a call, not getting lined up, and you guys can't play fast, and whatever they're doing is working. So shout out to Fred for just leading those guys as he has done and is doing now.
Absolutely. A couple more questions. I don't want to keep you too long, but you played with probably one of the most physically freakish players, at least in recent memory, in Alden Smith and what he was able to do off the edge. Um, you look at Nick Bosa and what Nick Bosa is doing. What have you seen from Nick Bosa and up until this point, man? He's playing with his hair on fire.
Man, Bosa is an animal. I mean, that's a grown in football we coach our coaching call that's a grown man. That's a grown dog right there. What I really like about Bosa is that he's a smart football player, very very strong at the point of attack. Can pass rush, and what I really love most is that he plays the run just as well as he play the pass, and that's what you love to see in your outside presence. Whether it be the outside linebacker or a DN, and he's just, I mean, man, he's an All Pro, doing what he does, and it's just tremendous to see him playing the way that he plays. When it comes to Alden, man, Alden was a unique player
He
himself,
was.
and I mean they're a little bit different in the sense of lengthwise,
Mhm.
and I think both a little bit more stockier of a build. But all in all, I mean those are two tremendous players. I mean Alden was and Bosa is now, and so payday's coming for him. I think this is his contract. I think this is his contract year, and so I hope he's able to stay healthy and and go out and get everything that he deserves because certainly has been a leader for that defense and playing consistent, and that's what you
Yeah,
want to see.
man. Yeah, you talked about it. It's contract year. It's time to get paid. Let's get Nick Bosa paid. Don't let him go
Yeah, yeah,
nowhere.
you got to keep that defense intact, man. I mean, very rare you get a special talent like Bosa and those guys on that squad. And again, just that whole defense as a whole, from the defensive line to linebackers to the DBs. And one of the things I've always felt is that if you can play stout up front with your front seven, especially have a heck of a defensive front, then that really helps the DBs. And I think it's showing as a whole. So. And then I don't even think they have all their pieces. I think Kinlaw, which I think he's been injured the last couple of games, and I think he could be a very big piece to for that defensive line, a very big presence as well in that defensive line, along with Armstead. And I think, man, he might be dealing with some injuries as well. So, I hope they can. Again, this game is, how long can you stay, healthy? If your team can stay healthy on offense, defense, and special teams, then you're really going to have something special. And yeah,
Whoa, this front seven is definitely proving to be special. You played on arguably one of the sickest front sevens that we've ever seen in that 3-4 defense. You, Bo, Ahmad, Alden, Justin Smith. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. So,
Mm.
like, we love talking about the glory days, man. Back in the 2012, I mean, that was like peak fandom for me. So, like, getting to watch you guys ball out. And again, you talked about it. You have a strong front seven, then the guys on the back end, right? Like your Dante Whitners, your Deshaun Goldsons, your Terrell Browns, and everyone else in between can play a little bit more freely because, hey, we got guys like Fred Warner or Patrick Willis up front who's going to clean it all up. So, I mean, what have you seen from Talanoa Hufanga so far in his first year really starting
Mm.
back there at safety?
Yeah, I mean he's been a sight to see. I know I'm a big fan of Jimmy Ward. So
Yes.
shout out
Oh,
to
we get
Jimmy. I
Jimmy
think
Ward
he's
back this week too.
yeah, getting
Let's
him
go.
back, and so getting him back. But Hufanga has been, I mean, playing amazing. What I really like about him is his instincts. I mean, I saw
Mhm.
it at USC, and then to see him be able to come into the league and just and make plays the way that he has been making it. I hope that he can stay healthy as well. And man, he's on pace to be a pretty good safety as it appears to look as of now. So keep on doing your thing, young fella.
I mean, he's balling out. I mean, he's
Yeah.
getting all the comparisons to Troy Polamalu, but I think it comes from the instinctual play, like you mentioned. His instincts,
Mhm.
like obviously the study is there, and I think that's what allows him to play fast like that. Is because he's done the tape work and the prep, and then when it's time to turn the lights on, the instincts are they're just rolling at that point. Is that kind of how
Yeah,
you see it too?
yeah. It doesn't like he's doing much guessing. I mean, just his footwork, just seeing how he moves. And again, I mean, that's a great. I'm not. I don't like to compare guys a lot of times,
Right,
even
right,
though
right,
we
right.
still do. But
It's hard for
all
us
in
as
all,
fans not to compare.
I know, right? All in all, I mean, you said it though. Troy Polamalu, I was a big fan of his, and just to see Hufanga out there, moving the way that he is, making plays. I mean, that pick that he made. I watched it and I had to go back and replay it. And I'm like, man, like that was just beautiful how he was able to just and then just come right back to it as if he was the receiver.
It's
Like
because
he
like,
just
they're
looked
running
like
like a rub route, right? Like a
yeah,
pick
yeah.
route, and he's like, "I'm not buying it. I'm just gonna I'm going for it."
Man. So yeah, so it's again just seeing lights out defense. As a defender, it makes me smile. I'm like, okay, D, you get excited. So may they keep it up, keep it up.
Absolutely. So, again, I appreciate your time, man, and we'll end it on this one. And again, this is the type of insight, man, why you join universe52.com, man. You're going to be able to get all this type of stuff and insight from Patrick. Make sure you sign up. And again, if you sign up, it enters you in for game worn gear. I mean, whoo, P. Willie game worn gear. I mean, what
Yes,
else could
yes.
you
So,
ask for?
I'm telling you, hey, less than 24 hours, and you have less than 24 hours in the first pair of cleats that I wore actually against the Rams in the
Ooh.
2012 season. A winner would be taking those home, and I'll be signing them. So again, membership goes on sale October 12th. So you all go check out universe52.com. Brad, I appreciate you for having me on the SF Niners.
Oh, dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. And I just want to make sure you guys heard that properly. A pair of game worn cleats, 2012 season, one of the most
Mhm.
magical seasons in recent memory, against the Rams. Signed. Oh, make sure you guys sign up for that, man, and get into it. Patrick, I thank you so much for your time. And again, hopping on here, I really, really do appreciate it. Again, it is apparent by the chat that the 49er faithful absolutely adore you to death. You're going to always be up there on that Mount Rushmore of 49er fans, man. Like we
Man.
just appreciate everything that you brought to the franchise, the way you played, the heart in which you played with. It was genuine. Like you could feel it through your play, man. And I just want to thank you so much for hopping on with me and sharing a little bit of time with the faithful.
No, Brad, I appreciate you again for having me. And to all the faithful who are out there who are tuned in, I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for the love over the years and still the love that you show now. And I'm telling people, man, it was nothing like being a faithful. I'm faithful to the core. And I can't really speak for me. I can't speak for any other teams. All I know is the NFL. I mean, it's the 49ers, and so just grateful to have that fan base and have that love. And Brad, again, thank you for having me on the SF Niners.
Of course, brother. I appreciate it. You guys, I'm dropping the link in the chat. So if you want to click through, sign up, go get that taken care of. Pat, appreciate you, man. Feel free to drop off. I'm gonna talk with the faithful for a little bit. But again, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it, brother.
All right, thanks you for having me. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. We got the flex. Appreciate you, Pat.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So, wow. Let's go. We got the legend in the building. Again, make sure if you guys do want to get more of that P. Willie content, I mean, I'm telling you guys, they're cooking up some stuff over here. So make sure you tap in. Again, you're going to be able to get game worn cleats, game worn gloves, probably jerseys, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you tap in, vibe with the gang. Shout out to P. Willie, man, for giving me a couple minutes of his time. You guys already know me. I kind of stretch it a little long if I can, but definitely gracious of Patrick Willis, his time, taking a couple moments out of his day to talk to us, as always, because anytime that we can talk to a legend, like legend, like it, we might have some new faithful. We might have some younger faithful checking in. If you didn't get to watch Patrick Willis play, I swear to you, go to YouTube right now, type in Patrick Willis highlights, and just do it for your soul, because Patrick Willis was the embodiment of what it meant to be a San Francisco 49er. Uh, and we know Patrick, the glory days didn't come right away for Patrick. He had to wait a little bit, you know. But when it got up to speed, oh man, that 2011, 2012, those defenses, man, like that's where I've always been a 49er fan, but like my fandom was solidified like watching those defenses. Those defenses were iconic. And like Patrick talked about, you have a good front seven. You can do a lot of special things. And we know what that front seven looked like for the 49ers in 2012. Guess what? The 49ers in 2022 have a phenomenal front seven. So, can we create some magic again? I hope so. But man, that was awesome. Patrick Willis is an absolute legend. Again, thank you to Pat for his time and giving us an opportunity to chop it up with him. Because I mean, that's Patrick Willis. It's Patrick Willis. We just talked to Patrick Willis, baby. You see the jersey. You see the jersey. I had to tell Patty. I was like, all right, you see the jersey behind me? I was like, when I got my first big boy job and I got my first big boy paycheck and I wanted to buy my own first jersey, the first jersey that I paid with my own hard-earned money, Patrick Willis. That jersey will never go out of style. You could wear a P. Willie anywhere and you will get respect. So absolutely very humbled by Patrick and him joining us. That was super cool. And again, you already know, check out universe52.com to get more P. Willie content. I'm telling you, do it. It's a must do. But that was really cool. So let's see. Do you guys, I know we're still in the chat. The interview's over. Should I come back? Should we do our official Panthers versus 49ers pregame live? Let me know in the chat. If so, we can get that scheduled, get that going, and we can talk about more. Appreciate you, VZ. That was a good time. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate everyone showing love. The chat was on fire today. Got to tip the cap to the chat because the chat was, again, the SDS was in peak form today. Absolutely Love to see it. Got to shout out the chat. The vibes and the energy were legendary. So I appreciate you guys as always. And of course, when we get to hear from a legend, it's always a good day. It's always a good day, man. Appreciate all the guys. Appreciate the squad. Appreciate the SDS. Shout out to all you guys. So let's do it. Let's reset. I'll get a official pre-game. We could chat a little bit more about the game. Coming up here, another good one against the Panthers. Got to get this W. But again, appreciate everyone, as always, tapping in, checking out universe52.com and all the good stuff. And again, a final thank you to Patrick Willis, absolute legend. Joe Fonzie is smiling somewhere. I hope so. Shout out Fonzie, man. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But that's it for me today. Appreciate you guys. Smash that like button on your way out. Keep an eye out for the next pre-game stream. Love y'all. I'm out. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to